Today I'm going to show you how to make the easiest sandwich bread ever. If you want to save money, you need to be making your own bread products. Not to mention, they're a lot healthier and cleaner. It's got common ingredients, you probably have most of them in your house. Let's get started. First thing you're gonna need is all-purpose flour. Next, we're gonna sweeten it with honey. Also need some salt, the flavor of life, some active dry yeast, water, and we're gonna use olive oil. Not extra virgin olive oil, just plain olive oil. Some optional ingredients, eggs, just one, but I'm actually doubling the recipe. And you will need a loaf pan. I'm gonna use my KitchenAid stand mixer for this. You can definitely knead it by hand if you want. Just might take a little more elbow grease, but completely doable. Eggs actually add color, flavor, strength, and leavening to baked bread, which is why I'm choosing to add an egg to my loaf of bread. Typically, we try to grind our own grains in order to make bread, but I'm gonna show you an easy way with all-purpose flour so that anyone can do it to save money. First thing I'm gonna do is heat up this water a little bit so that I can have my active dry yeast bloom or kind of foam up. And I'm gonna add the honey to that so that it can activate the yeast. To my bowl goes my water. Now I am doubling this recipe, so you will need 1 cup of water. I have 2. 2 tablespoons of yeast. I'm going to add 4 because I'm making 2. And 2 tablespoons of honey, so I will do 4. And we're just gonna eyeball it. Because who doesn't want more honey anyways? I'm gonna mix this around and let this yeast sit for about 5 minutes. Gluten is the stretchy substance that forms when flour is mixed with water. Gluten develops during the kneading and forms the structure of yeast breads. This enables it to rise and stay risen during handling and baking. Okay, now that that's looking puffy, I'm gonna add the rest of my ingredients and then put it on my KitchenAid stand mixer. You're gonna need 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of salt. So I'm doubling it, so I'm just gonna do about 1 1/2. 1/4 cup of olive oil, but I'm gonna do 1/2 cup. Cause listen, if I'm making it once, I might as well make 2, right? Batch cook, people. I'm gonna add 1 egg, but then I'm actually gonna add another one. Now I'm gonna add 3 1/2 cups of flour, but since I'm doubling it, I'm going to do 7. And these are pretty rough measurements. 6, and I'll add the other one as it's kneading. Let me bring you over here. Okay, I've got my dough hook here. You can also add 2 tablespoons or so to a double batch of Italian seasoning. If you want to do Italian, you could add some cinnamon and sugar. Like, it's very basic. Start with it and experiment. Whoa! Okay, don't do that. Oh my goodness, it's a mess. Okay, I should have added that all at one time. So don't do what I just did. Let me try to mix this together. Okay, so let's take this out of here, and I'm going to divide it into 2 loaves so I can let it rise in 2 pans for an hour. Okay, here's my dough. Oh, I'm gonna take it out. I like to kind of just knead it together a little bit by hand. I don't know, I just love the feel of doing this with dough. Brings you back to your roots, you know. And it just smells so good. All the yeast and flour. And then get excited because you're going to have fresh made bread. And it's going to be so good. You're not even going to be able to resist putting butter on it while it's still hot. Oh, so good. Okay, so here's my bread. Get your anger out. Okay, so I'm going to divide it into 2 parts here. Try to form it into like a loaf that's going to fit into my pan. So here's one. Try to stretch it Okay, this is gonna rise for 1 hour. And you're gonna see how big it's gonna get. It's gonna be magic. Ready? 1, 2, 3, bam! Look at that. They've doubled in size. So I don't want them to rise too much because I've heard that's not good. Like, this is perfect. They feel so nice and squishy. Like, there's my oven preheated. So I'm gonna put these in at 350 degrees for about 40 minutes. Okay, my timer is about to go off. I'm gonna check to see if the internal temperature is 190 degrees. Woo-wee. Look at that. 96, so we're good. Okay, I'm letting it cool just a couple minutes before I put it on my wire racks for it to cool completely. And I'm gonna put them on their side. For whatever reason, they say that's better. Okay, time to cut it. Oh, that looks beautiful. Okay, how spongy that is. Okay, let's cut another piece. It's bread. This will save you lots of money. If you like saving money, make sure you're subscribed right here. And if you want to see other ways to save money, click this video right here. Until we meet again, don't forget, life is better together.